and welcome to another episode of the Brain Break series by Yoga Sangha. This series of lectures and sitting practice is meant for those who are exploring and beginning a meditation practice under a guidance of a teacher. And so for lesson, today's short lecture is all about Yoga Nidra. We will be exploring a a new style and or technique of meditation. And for today, we will be doing about 10 to 15 minutes of discussion lecture before we take it offline and we do our yoga nidra practice rather. Okay, and so today's topic, we will be understanding why we do what we do, what is Yoga Nidra, the benefits, the research, and how this all affects and is related to brain plasticity or neuroplasticity. Okay, and so we begin. So, Yoga Nidra. Yoga Nidra is quite different from the usual yoga classes we are used to attending, but the benefit of the practice runs deep. It's a comprehensive meditative practice for going far beyond deep relaxation to a place of natural peace and quiet that is tremendously healing for the body, mind, and spirit. Unique skills are developed for handling stress and tension in the short term and in the long run. Yoga Nidra feels extremely peaceful and is very refreshing. It's based on classical yoga and backed by contemporary science. And Yoga Nidra is also known as yogic sleep, dynamic or psychic sleep. It is a progressive guided meditation that begins with body scan, with a sankalpa, a one pointed resolve to focus both psychologically and philosophically on a specific goal. And in our yoga practice, when the teacher says, set your intention, this is your sankalpa, a tool meant to refine your will and to focus and harmonize mind and body. And finally, taking us deep into the center of our being in that quiet place of stillness. We practice this usually lying in Shavasana while maintaining a state of relaxed awareness. Yoga Nidra is literally sleep yoga in Hindi. It's a mental exercise that takes place in the mysterious borderline state between wakefulness and sleep. By maintaining awareness as you relax and your body starts to fall asleep, you can enter a profound state of consciousness with potentially psychological, spiritual, and physical benefits. And the true history of Yoga Nidra has its roots far deep in the past, where this practice is mentioned in various texts as far back as 300 BC. The description in the Vedic text called Yoga Taravali tells us that this extraordinary sleep of no slothfulness manifests for people when all their former attachments have vanished because of the superiority of their inward awareness. Having mastered cessation of the mind, stopping the fluctuations of the mind while sleeping, forever enter that special thoughtlessness sleep, which consists of only consciousness. It is worth noting that traditionally this practice was not used to help sleep for deep relaxation or for self improvement like we do today, but as a catalyst of achieving samadhi, a thoughtless state similar to nirvana or enlightenment in Buddhist philosophy. Yoga Nidra isn't lucid dreaming. The difference is a matter of extent, where Yoga Nidra practitioners establish awareness during a half sleep, half awake state and stay there, deeply relaxed, meditating and visualizing to achieve specific benefits or outcomes. whereas lucid dreamers establish awareness during a half asleep, half awake state, and then carry forward that consciousness into dreams for the purposes of controlling those dreams. So the main benefits of Yoga Nidra mirror the benefits of a night of deep, uninterrupted sleep. Well, this isn't a substitute for actual sleep. In fact, 1 hour of Yoga Nidra offers the equivalent of 4 hours of sleep. In Yoga Nidra, the benefits are immediate, even if you practice for only 30 minutes, from reduced stress to deep rest. Following a practice, you would feel relaxed and rested. Whenever I'm in need of an afternoon nap, I opt for a Yoga Nidra session instead, which rejuvenates me for the remainder of the day. And why do we need this in modern times? So it's all about unplugging. Most of us are so plugged in and overstimulated, and we're so attached to our phone, our TV, or computer. And so as a result, healthcare practitioners are seeing higher rates of anxiety and depression, sleep disorders, and attention deficit disorder. So screen time is actually a culprit for all of these things. Researchers discovered that frequent internet users experience twice the amount of activity in the prefrontal cortex of the brain as infrequent users. Hyperactivity is in this part of the brain, okay, is linked to anxiety, poor attention and concentration, memory issues, and sleep disturbances. So there's a lot of study behind this. If you're experiencing the effects of modern day society where it's highly stressed, overstimulated, research on neuroplasticity in the brain suggests that we can change our brains by changing our habits. So, meditative practices such as Yoga Nidra counteract the effect of stress and hyperactivity by increasing growth in the parts of the brain that regulate cognitive and executive function, emotions, and self control. And this starts when we begin to tap into our interoceptive awareness. And Yoga Nidra stimulates the part of the brain that regulates this eighth sense or sensory system. This is essential for understanding appetite, signals in the body, such as pain and pleasure, and emotional cues. To check if we are tapping into this, you can ask yourselves if we experience phases of overeating or undereating? Have we ever pushed our body through pain and caused injury or found our emotional signal difficult to understand? So, these common challenges are a result of low activity in the part of the brain that regulates interoceptive awareness, the sensitivity we have to stimuli in our bodies. By becoming attuned to the messages coming from our own body, our capacity to heal ourselves and prevent illness and injury is elevated. And so maybe you're already excited to start your practice. But before we do so, just 3 more slides. I want to share these additional benefits of the practice. So the first one, Yoga Nidra is for everybody. Many yoga practices are physically demanding and not accessible to everybody. So Yoga Nidra has only 2 requirements. You must have a spine and you must be breathing. So, no matter how young, old, or abled, we can experience the benefit of Yoga Nidra. And it is an easy practice to develop and maintain. Okay, this can be very overwhelming. So, from the last week's Brain Breaks session, we discussed the neuroscience behind yoga and how meditation that uses techniques of progressive relaxation stimulates the parasympathetic nervous system responsible for deep relaxation. So, in this restorative state, your monkey mind becomes less intense, and the body maximizes its ability to take in nutrients, regulate hormones and glucose levels, and boost immunity. Essentially, your mind calms down and your body begins to heal itself naturally. So, noted benefits from all the slew of information that you're seeing on screen now includes increase in immune system functions, increases energy, productivity, and creativity, various health benefits, including diabetes, menstrual or hormonal imbalances, insomnia, blood pressure, and cholesterol. And upon entering Yoga Nidra, your brain is in an active state of beta waves. So the meditative sequence takes you into an alpha state. Okay, the brain wave frequency that links conscious thought and the subconscious mind. This is where thoughts begin to calm down. You'll notice the playlist that was sent to you hits the alpha wave frequency, which we will use as support during our practice. And so one of the benefits is really changing our behavior. As the practice progresses, practitioners experience a state of deep, relaxed awareness. The brain begins emitting delta waves, mirroring the state that the brain enters during deep sleep. So, the difference between deep sleep and yoga nidra is that you stay awake during this final phase. With such deep relaxation and awareness, you can access your subconscious memory and process past experiences in the present moment. Repressed experiences can be digested, and the open, flexible state of the brain can help you change unwanted behaviors. This is what's called as making new neurological pathways or brain plasticity or neuroplasticity. But don't worry if you fall asleep, okay? It takes practice over a considerable amount of time to explore these practices. And that is hopefully the goal of our brain break sessions if we grow our Sangha, our community. With each month, we get the opportunity to explore these four meditation practices. And so we begin.